Hi everyone, and welcome to an express core sculpt flow specifically designed for pre- and postnatal women who are short on time but want to get something in quickly to help activate the core and strengthen up that core either during pregnancy or postnatal. We're going to be on the floor for the duration of the class, and it should last about 15 to 20 minutes. Nice and quick, but very effective. So let's get into it. I want you to start on all fours. Just finding a nice position. We're going to start by taking some deep breaths in and out and doing an exercise that is called hugging the baby. So if you do have a baby and you've got a belly, then you are going to be literally hugging the baby. If you don't have your baby in your belly anymore and your baby is now born and close by, you can still do this exercise to activate the core after pregnancy and to help regain that strength through the abdomen. So what I want you to do is first take an inhale and really allow your belly to just drop down towards the floor as you take that inhale. And then as you exhale, try and think about pulling up, using your abdomen to squeeze up, and think about pulling the baby up in towards your spine. Like I said, if you don't have the baby, you can still imagine doing this and noticing how it comes up and almost tucks in up towards your spine and up into your ribs. And then inhale, release, allowing it to just drop down to the floor. And exhale, bring it all the way up and hugging in. Let's go again. Inhale. Dropping down, opening up, exhale. Hugging all the way in and squeeze. Let's go here for another 3 more breaths. Inhale. Release the belly, release the baby. And exhale. Squeezing it in and pulling up in towards your spine. 2 more, open up. Exhale. Squeeze it in. Last one, opening up. And exhale. Hugging that baby all the way in. Good. All right, now this time we're going to inhale and release. Allow the belly down to go down towards the floor. We're going to tuck your back toes under so that you're ready. As you take your exhale this time, I want you to just slowly hover those knees up off the floor. So as you hug the baby, you're going to push up and hover your knees. And then release them down slowly. Inhale. Open that belly up, release. Good. Exhale. Hug the baby, squeeze the core, nice straight spine, hover the knees. Good. Drop the knees with control and release. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale. Squeeze, lift up through the core, hover the knees off the mat, hug the baby. Drop the knees, open the belly. And release. Let's go for another 3. Squeeze and hold. And down, opening up and release. Exhale, squeezing into that core, releasing down, opening up. 2, squeezing into that deep core, nice and controlled, nice and intentional. Open. Last one, holding it up, squeeze up and hold, hugging the baby, hugging your stomach in. We're just going to hold it here. I want you to just take a little pulse up and down of your hip, keeping those knees hovering off the mat, pulsing up and down with control, keeping nice soft elbows, keeping a nice long spine, feeling that pelvis, taking that pulse up, down, using that deep part of your core to move your body. Let's go here for another 4. 3, squeeze. 2, final one, hold. We're just going to hold this bear hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees. Let your knees go wide. You can allow your hips to hinge back and just find a child's pose. Allow those arms to just walk down along your mat, placing that head down onto the mat. Taking a few deep breaths here. Good work. We're nice and activated now through the core. We're going to keep moving on to the second side, onto the second bit. One more deep breath. Good. All right. When you're ready, we're going to come up onto all fours again. If you like, you can do the rest of this flow here from your elbows. If your wrists start to get sore at any point, you can work your bird dog from your elbow. Otherwise, staying up on your hands and knees, I want you to extend your left leg long behind you and then extend that right leg long out in front of you. We're just going to take some straight bird dogs on one side, holding that core, keeping a nice soft elbow, keeping that shoulder down away from your ear, holding your core really strong and remembering that activation that we just did. Trying to keep that feeling throughout the rest of this flow. We're going to extend that leg long and extend that arm long away from us towards the other side of the room. And then coming back down to tap the mat. Good. Extend it long. Don't worry about the height. Just finding that nice reach. Tapping down. Good. Extending it long. Tapping down to the mat. Nice and controlled. Extend and tap. We're going to work here for another 5. 4. Nice long reach. 3. Come back to that core. Come back to those elbows. Nice and soft. 2. Squeeze and lift. Now final one, we're going to hold it out long. We're just going to pulse up and down through that arm for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's place that hand back down to the floor. We're going to keep that left leg out long. And then if you can, twist and open your body out to the left side. So you're balancing now on your right leg and on your right arm. We're going to extend your left arm up towards the sky just for a moment, taking a nice inhale. And then as you exhale, I want you to place that hand down onto your left hip. Good. Now coming back to that nice strong feeling in your core. We're going to take a few lifts up and down of the left leg. So I want you to think about squeezing up through the outer side of your glute, but controlling this move using your pelvis, using your deep core to extend it up and bring it down. Good. Squeezing up with control and squeezing down. Don't drop it down. Don't swing it up. You're going to take your time and be intentional with all of your moves. We don't have long here today on the mat, so we want to make sure that every single rep is giving us something. Squeeze, tap it down. Good. We're going to work here for another 6, 5. Good. Nice and controlled. Really using that low abdomen. 4, 3, 2. Good. Now final one. We're going to hold it here, drawing little circles up and around with that leg, controlling the pelvis, just moving the leg up and over, trying not to move the pelvis too much, just drawing circles with the toe for 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse the circle, up and over. Use the glutes, use the pelvis, squeeze for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little pulses of that leg up and down, squeezing up and up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, coming down. Let's find that child's pose again. Knees go wide, hips go back. Just extend those arms long along your mat. placing that head down on the floor, maybe taking a few rolls of your wrist over your head and just releasing that tension. Taking a few deep breaths just to come back to relax. We're going to go straight onto that second side. I'm going to face the other way, just I don't have my back to you. So this time I want you to have your left leg out long and your right arm in front of you. Coming nice and strong into that core and coming back to that activation that we did right at the beginning of this flow. We're going to come back to those bird dogs. So finding a nice beautiful extension through the left leg and through the right arm. Doesn't matter how high you go, just keeping nice and straight. Good. Being as long as you can, keeping straight through that torso and working nice and controlled. Good. Breathing in. Tapping down, breathing out. Good. Inhale, lengthen and squeeze. Holding the core nice and controlled. Good. Let's go for another 4. Final 3. Squeeze and tap. Final 2. Good. Now final 1. All the way out. Squeeze and hold. I want you to just take little pulses up and down. Up and down, coming back to that core. Let's go for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Okay, now I want you to come onto that left side and we're going to place that right leg out and away from you so that we're going to come back into those leg lifts. First, let's just take a nice reach up with that right arm up towards the sky and open up the chest, taking an inhale. And then when you're ready, placing that hand onto your right hip, and we're just going to work into those leg lifts. So squeezing through the pelvis and squeezing through the outer glute to just lift that leg up, and then tapping it down with control. Squeezing into that deep core to just lift the leg up and tapping it down, trying to be as soft as you can through that supporting hand, keeping your weight in your knee and trying not to push too much in the hand that's balancing, using that core to keep your weight stable and centered. Squeezing up, tapping down. We're going to go for another 6, really using that lower abdomen to do the work here. Good. 5. Final 4. Squeeze and tap. Final 3. 2. Good, let's keep working. Last one, holding it up. Now let's draw those little circles up and around. Up and around. Use that pelvis and work the leg. Try not to move your pelvis. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse the circle, up and around, keeping nice and stable, using your glutes. Squeeze for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking little pulses up and down, squeezing. 8, 7, 6. Use that outer glute. 5, 4. Control your pelvis. 3, 2, 1. Good work. All right, let's find that child's pose. Knees go wide, hips go back. Let's find that beautiful stretch along the mat, placing the head down to relax. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Good. One final deep breath in and release. And then when you're ready, coming up and finding ourselves on our backs for this final part of this express flow for today. So coming all the way down to the mat, and we're just going to work a little bit into the abdomen. Well, the deep abdomen and the lower part of the pelvis. That's where we're really focusing today. I want you to keep your hands on the floor, and if you can, bring both of your legs up into a tabletop position. If tabletop is too much with both legs, you can work one leg at a time. Do the toe tap that I'm going to show. Place the other leg back down. Bring the other leg up. do the toe tap. So please take the modifications. Otherwise, if you're feeling comfortable with both legs up, please bring them both up. Holding that core nice and strong. I want you to tap one toe down to the mat and squeeze it back up. And then tap the other toe down to the mat, squeeze it back up. We're not going to stay here for very long, so just pushing towards the end. That's 4. Good. Let's work here for another 8. Squeeze. 7. 6. 5. Good. Keep working. 4. 3. 2. 1. Good. All right, let's place both feet back down to the floor. I want you to reach your hands up long overhead. We're just going to reach the hands back behind you. Take a nice deep breath in and feel how your ribs like to open up wide. Try and squeeze those ribs down and pull your hands back up over your chest. Extend them up overhead, open up those ribs, and exhale. Squeeze the ribs down and pull the arms up over your chest. Extend, open it up. Exhale, pull it in. Good, let's go here for another 10. Using your breath to control the movements. 9. Good, inhale. 8. Inhale and exhale. 7. Breathe. 6. In 5. In 4. Final 3. 2. Feeling those upper abs doing loads of work here. Final 1. Holding it up. Okay, holding your hands where they are. I want you to lift your left leg up to tabletop, keeping that right foot nice and planted on the mat. Now you're going to extend your left leg out long and extend your right arm up overhead. And then squeeze that shape back in. Pulling that left knee in with control, pulling that right arm back up to straight. Extend the left leg, extend the right arm up overhead, and squeeze it in. Good. Extend. Squeeze it in. Good. Let's keep working here for 10. 9. Squeeze it in. 8. Nice and controlled. Feel that opposite rib to opposite hip working and the full core here. 6. 5. Good. In 4. 3. 2. Last one. Squeeze it up and place that left foot back down. Good. Right foot comes up to tabletop. Let's go. Extend the right leg. Extend the left arm. Squeeze it in and pull. Extend. Squeeze it in and pull. Good. Extend. Finding that beautiful opposition. Right hip, left rib. Squeeze up. Good. Let's go here for 10. This is the last bit here. 9. Squeeze. 8. 7. 6. Breathing. 5. 4. 3. Really squeezing, using each rep. Final 2. Good. And last one. Final 1. All right. Placing your hands back down to the floor, extending those legs out long. Let's just reach those arms up overhead. Take a nice, beautiful extension. Allowing those ribs to open up wide and to relax back down. And again, opening up wide and relaxing back down. Good, final one. And relax. Feel free to stay here in this position for a little bit more time if you would like. Otherwise, you can come back up to seated and just take a few breaths here. If you're still laying down, maybe you want to place one hand on your heart, one hand on your stomach, and we'll just take a few breaths here to calm down. Breathing in and breathing out, relaxing, breathing in, breathing out. Good, one final deep breath in, deep breath out, and let's just find a moment of calm here and a moment of stillness on the mat. Well done for making it through that quick but effective, nice core workout. And I hope that you guys find it useful throughout your pregnancy and throughout your postnatal period. Let's just stay here for another 10 seconds on the mat and find that nice moment of stillness before you move on to enjoy the rest of your day. When you're ready, opening up your eyes, taking one last roll out of your shoulders, and you ladies are all done. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you on the next class.